In this video, I'm going to give you the next engineer battle drill, and that will be marking the breach lane. Now I'm going to show you for marking for a complex obstacle of wire and mines, but it's a similar procedure if it is a wire fence. If it is a wire fence, then typically all you need to put in is the funnel, because you have nothing behind the fence requiring to have a left-hand rail. So you'll have your fire recognition marker, you'll have your funnel. But with this, we have wire then mines, so we have to have the left-hand rail going through the minefield. Breach is done. The squad leader's up there, he's proofed the lane, he's called it clear. He's signaled back to the vehicle, either the truck, the APC, whatever it is back here that the engineers are on. Two get out, one going left, one going right. They put in their markers. Right now we're going to give them road cones. They put them right at the start of the breach lane. Now there's two different materials or styles of materials that I used over the years for marking breach lanes. Road cones, and the road cones were the orange ones that were 2 to 3 foot in height. They were the big ones. And the other material that we used was bicycle flags, orange bicycle flags, and also VS17 panels. VS17 panels are orange on one side, pink on the other. We would use those for our fire recognition panels, or sometimes some units would use them here on the funnel with arrows pointing into where the breach lane was. Now, our two guys up here, they will face away from the obstacle. They will do either a half right or a half left, and they will start going at roughly a 45-degree angle away, and then every 10 steps they drop their next marker. If it's flags, they put it in the ground. If it's road cones, they just put it down. It'll be roughly the same on the other side. Now, while that's going on, 500 to 800 meters away from the obstacle, so closer to our forces, another squad or the platoon leader or platoon commander, he will put in the fire recognition marker, the marker that says there's a breach lane straight up this way. For us, it was typically a VS17 panel, so a big orange piece of cloth. It was on poles. And then painted on the orange cloth was a big black arrow pointing straight up. We used to call those the up yours flags. That would tell you that your breach lane is straight ahead. Now, while these guys are putting in the funnel, this is getting put in back here. The vehicle is moving down the lane. As he's going down the lane, he's laying down what's called a left-hand rail. And then roughly every 10, 20 meters, it's never going to be exact, you're going to put down another cone or one of your bicycle flags all the way through your breach lane. Now when you get to the end of it, you're going to pull to the left or to the right. You're going to have two people get out. You're going to lay one more cone here on this side, one cone over here, showing that that's the end of your breach lane. Now these guys up here that did the funnel, before the vehicle's all the way through, they're going to be running, catching up, and as soon as they get close to the vehicle, they'll either follow right behind it all the way through, or they're going to jump inside. Now, if we were using an armored personnel carrier that had a rear ramp that dropped down, we would drop the ramp so it was parallel with the ground, so it would not be all the way down on the ground, it would be up off the ground, say a foot, foot and a half. And then we would use that as our platform that we would stand on, and we would be laying our markings off on the side as we're going down. And then those two guys from the funnel, when they caught up, they just jumped up onto the ramp and climbed inside the vehicle. Now, once these end lane markers are put down, the squad calls out over the radio or signals that the breach lane is in. It could be signaling with a certain color or flag, it could be signaling with smoke, it could be calling out over the radio, lane is open, light speed, light speed, light speed, and then everyone hauls butt through there. It's a pretty easy battle drill. It is a very fast battle drill. It really should only take you like 2-3 minutes to do it. It's really quick, and you need to be quick because at this point you're putting in the marking. You've now been on this breach site more than long enough that you should be receiving artillery fire, possibly even long-range rocket fire. Stuff like BM-21s or BM-13s or MLRS. You're going to be catching a lot of stuff coming in, and people need to be hauling through there as fast as possible. So you need to get that marked, you need to keep moving. And it was not uncommon for us before we even gave the signal that the lane was open. We already had tanks and infantry fighting vehicles hauling down right behind us. I've been almost run over many times. As soon as everyone's back on the vehicle, you then make your turn and you join your position in the marching order where you're supposed to be now, so that you can continue on to your objective. Now, for all my engineer brothers in the Patriot and Militia movement, always remember, essay ons.